Anybody hear me? That's not the microphone. It's a little short. I gotta pull it up. You guys excited? Yeah, we're gonna get going in like 5 minutes. Everybody out hanging out there, come on in. Pardon my Pittsburghese, it comes out sometimes. It's ridiculous. How's that sound? Does it sound good to everybody? You guys hear me? It's loud and thunderous. All right. I think that's good. So just hang tight. 5 more minutes and we'll get the show on the road here. Cool. All right, guys. How are we tonight? Yeah, let's give a big round of applause for comedy. Let's give the energy up. Big round of applause. Yeah, it's exciting, man. It's pretty awesome. Give a big round of applause for Erie Movie House for having this. This is pretty cool. Yeah. It's a great venue. You guys, you don't want to spill your beer. You're just shaking with that excitement. Oh, you're gonna clap? You need to like get 2 beers and clap. It's like a drinking game. Yeah, that would make sense. Oh, that's cool. I should try that on the drive home. So it took me a while to get here. Tonight, it's going to be a great show. You're going to see we have a comedian from Cleveland. We have 2 comedians from here. We have a few from down in Pittsburgh. So I hope you're ready for a good mixture, a good comedy. Yeah. It took me a while to get here. I'm one of the Pittsburgh guys. It's like 2.5 hours. And you see all kind of weird stuff on 79 on the way up here. It's just interesting. I saw this van, and it had a bumper sticker. I don't know if he worked for the railroad or what, but it said, "I only brake for trains." It's like, dude, I sure hope you do. What's the alternative? Just getting hit by them and shit? Like, you imagine that if you had a bumper sticker and it said, "I get hit by trains." It said, "I get hit by trains" in the back of your car. Like, you buy one, the next day you need another fucking car. I see a lot of weird stuff in traffic, though. I always come up here and hang out. I used to live down the street. Probably one of the weirdest things, I saw this little grandma like driving around like West 26 up there, and she had this red Chevy Cobalt, and her plate said, she's like 80 years old, and the plate said Red Rocket. It's like, what the hell? Does grandma know what Red Rocket is? it had me thinking and wondering in my brain, like, I wonder how it went down, like, how she named that vanity plate. One, imagine the people at the DMV, like, okay, Ethel, like, we'll go with it. But she's talking to her friend, like, I don't know what to name my new car, Peggy, or whatever old people are named. And Peggy's like, I don't know. Name it after something you're super interested in, something you like, something you're passionate about. And Grandma's like, aha, I got it. Hot throbbing doggy dick. That's what we're naming the car after. I get it though. I have a Honda at home, and my plate says cat balls, so it's a big cat ball crowd here tonight, alright? No, not a fan. You just cut them off, neuter them, spay neuter. That's the way to go. Shot the Bob Barker or whatever. No, you're more of a dog person? What kind of dog do you have? You're just a poser. Yeah, a lot of dogs. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I have a dog. Some guy cut my grass and mowed over his chain. I don't know who did. Yeah, like I wasn't home. Some stranger just cut my grass. This is actually a bizarre story. I wasn't even gonna say it tonight. So, I leave for work, right? My yard looks like it has a comb over. I come back, it has a military buzz cut. Thinking, what the fuck? So I go to the neighbor lady across the street. I'm like, hey, neighbor lady, did you cut my grass? And she goes, no, I thought you paid somebody. I'm like, why do you think I paid somebody? She's like, well, some old guy showed up with a pickup truck with a riding mower, and he's like bald and chubby, unloaded the tractor, mowed your whole entire lawn, loaded it up, and left. That's nobody I know. I've been trying to figure that out for like 3 weeks now, who did it. They're like, I don't know if it's like, part of me wants to think it's like maybe it's some guy trying to help out a young financially struggling couple, or if it's some just dude who just hate fuck my lawn with his mower. I'm starting to think that's the case. I feel like I got cuckolded. Like, at the lawn, that's like somebody made sweet love to my lawn. I just had to weed whack it in the corner. That's what it felt like. But he mowed over my dog chain. I didn't know, too. I put my dog, I had this big dog, weighs like 90 pounds, rolls all over. I put him out in the yard. I look out in the back window and he's no longer there. I'm like, okay, where's the dog? I look out the front window and my dog's taking himself for a walk down the street. Like, minding his own business. So I'm like, oh shit, I throw on like 2 different shoes. I go run outside and I'm like, Max, stop. And he just kind of looks at me and just starts moving a little faster. I'm like, halt, stop, heel. And he just starts running a little faster, like all these cars around and everything. And this chubby lady next door comes out and goes, come here, puppy, and he just goes right up to her. I'm like, all right, screw you, you're her dog now. Look, I'm not buying you $40 bags of dog food anymore. You get kibbles and bits or whatever her weird dog eats. That's what you get. Talking about eating, you guys ever eat magic soup? You know what that is? No? Round of applause for magic soup. Everybody hates magic soup. Just lie for me. Yeah, nobody knows what that is. I'll tell you, nobody. Like, I was talking to a group of my friends like a couple days ago. I was like, man, I love magic soup. That's what I used to eat as a kid all the time. They're like, are you an idiot? Like, what is that? I'm like, oh, you never had it? Like, sometimes it has rice in it, sometimes it doesn't. I thought, like, the Schwan Man brought it. I don't know if you guys have the Schwan Man up. It's like an ambulance that drops off ice cream. It's pretty, it's pretty cool. And, like, no, I had no idea what it was. And so I go and I call my dad. He fed it to me all the time. I'm like, hey, I'm talking about magic soup. Like, you know the recipe for that? He goes, Chris, that was boiling water with a bouillon cube in it. That's what it was. I was like, okay, so my childhood favorite food was just poverty. That's what it was. Yeah. So you guys excited to see some comics tonight? Yeah. You ready for your first act? Yeah. All right, I want you guys to give a big round of applause for my good friend from Pittsburgh, PA, Trey McDonough.
What's up, Erie Movie House? Side note, I cut Chris's grass. I'm not telling him. He opens every show with that. I'm not going to let him lose that. That's awesome. Fun fact about me, I GPS'd here tonight, and I was playing with my phone over there, and my phone died. So I live here now, guys. What's up? I have no idea how I'm getting home. I was just going to put a stick in the beach and just raise a family. I don't know. I'm sure that's how you guys got here. No, I love it here. I love this place. It's super cool. I think it's gonna be a cool place to take a date. Any date nights here? Anybody on date night? Oh, okay. Oh, this little lovely couple. Awesome. They're like, first date? Is this for Tinder? Was it Tinder? Is that where you guys found each other? That's awesome. No, I like that. Like me and my girlfriend, we go to the movies all the time. We go to the movies. We're a healthy relationship where we alternate picking movies. You know, I pick one that's like super coming of age tale, real conversator starter. You know, she picks one that's gonna scare the shit out of me for the next 4 months. Does anybody date one of these psychopaths that just see Halloween movies for the quality? Like, we'll be sitting through, like, the scariest movie of all time. We'll look over, she's like, I don't like how the director painted the antagonist in this one. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not going to sleep for 72 hours. Are you serious with me? Like, who am I sleeping next to, you crazy person? I ask her before we go, I'm just like, just tell me the thing I'm not going to be able to do for the next 4 months. Like, is it shower, go camping with friends, look in the back seat? Like, what is this thing I'm not going to be able to do for the next month? She dragged me to this most recent one. It was Slender Man. Has anybody seen Slender Man? If you don't know what Slender Man is, he's a tall, lanky man. That's me. I'm literally scared of my own shadow right now. Do you know how fucked up that is? It's the scariest thing in the world. She let me. We went to see this movie, and then halfway through the preview, she's like, "Hey, babe, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick." And then the preview for The Nun came on. Have you seen that shit? Oh my god! Like 2 minutes into that preview, I was like, "Come back, babe. Where are you? Seriously, come back and get me right now. I'm not trying to be alone in this theater right now." Nuns, she ruined Nuns for me. I can't watch Sister Act. I can't see The Flying Nun, my favorite Sally Field show. It's terrible. I love Erie. I do like Erie. I come here. I used to come here when I was a child. My dad used to take me to Erie on vacations. He used to say, he'd take me down to the beach, and he'd say, "Son, take it in. That's the ocean." I'm like, "Dad, I'm pretty sure it's Lake Erie." He's like, "No, if you can't see land on the other side, that's the ocean." I failed geography for 4 years after that. I'm just saying, don't lie to your kids because you can't afford the nice vacations, all right? There's long-term effects. I'm telling jokes in a movie house in Erie right now. I could have a good job probably eventually. No, I've been doing comedy with Chris for about 2 years, which is not long. It's not long to be doing comedy. It is, though, just long enough that if anything happens to like a real comedian, I get 3 texts from my family members because they think I'm in some kind of circuit now, which is not true. Like when Don Rickles died, my mom texted me immediately. She was like, "Hey bud, how you holding up?" I was like, "Cool." She was like, "Well, I heard about Don." I was like, "Mom, I don't know Don Rickles. Like, that is not how this works. Like, I didn't do the Erie movie house and now I'm playing Words with Friends with Chappelle. No, that is not, I'm not in a group chat with Seinfeld. I'm trying to get out because he's sending way too many gifts. Like, no, that is not how this works. Like if a bar back dies at a local dive bar, let me know. These are the people I've met along the way. Like, these are my comedy friends." I thought Don Rickles died at the end of Casino. I didn't even know he was still alive. I felt terrible when I found out. That's terrible. I like dates. I went on a very weird date when I was in high school. I went on a date with a black chick that did not know that I was white until we went on the date. A lot of you are like, how is that physically possible? Well, I went to high school before Facebook, right? So only the government can just pull out people's pictures on a whim, all right? So what she knew about me was I lived in a very bad area. I went to a school that was not necessarily known for its white people. And my name was Trey. She was like, "Whoop, whoop, whoop, that's a brother. It's going to be cool. Like, that's going to work out." But she didn't tell me until the end of the date. Like she didn't react the way you people would when you didn't expect to see a white person and you saw a white. Like, I know what my skin presents. Like, I've been at rap concerts and made crowds move just from dancing. Like, I know what we look like. Like, if she was like, "Oh shit, he's white," and then ran, that would have been cool. Like, I would have totally expected that. But we did the whole date, had a good time, and then she ended the date with my favorite date line of all time. She was like, "Hey, I had a really good time, but I was shocked when you was white." Let's break that sentence down. First off, shocked. How do you even spell that? When did this Pittsburgh black chick come from Brooklyn? That was amazing. Secondly, when I was white? Am I no longer white? How cool was I on this date that I'm no longer white? I transcended race. Like, I don't care how cool your guys' date is tonight. He's not going to be black at the end of this date. I don't think. But you're like, "Trey, how was your date?" Like, I Benjamin Button Michael Jackson's career. It was phenomenal. You're not going to top that. I'm sorry. When I was white, I was like, "That's so great. That's so great." I don't do this for a living. What I actually do is I shut people's water off. Yeah, not a lot of LinkedIn friends on that one. Yeah, not making a lot of connections. I don't. But, you know, it's an awkward job. I get that. It's an awkward job. It is. But I'm a comedian. I have fun with that shit. Right? Like when it was Valentine's Day, I didn't want people to go without water and lonely. You know, so what I would do is I would shut their water off, and when I hang the tag, I write a little love note. You know? Like one was like, I can't go a day without you. But you went 66 days without paying that water bill, so I had to shut that shit off. Honey, that's on you. One was just like, call me with some heart face emojis for a turn on tomorrow between the hours of 8 and 4. That one was more like procedure. That was more like a procedure. My favorite one is, and I'll leave you with this one, is roses are red, water is blue. Your water is off, and your neighbor's is too. All right, guys, have a great night. Have fun tonight. Thank you.
Another round of applause for Trey. He screws people over with the water. Hey, is there somebody named Lauren here? Lauren, I heard it's your birthday. Hey, happy birthday for Lauren. Let's everybody sing happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lauren. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Round of applause for Lauren. That's cool. That's awesome, and that's also why I don't sing and do this instead. So, all right, you guys ready for your next person? We got you a good little guest set here. This guy's awesome. He's one of the main players in the local Erie comedy scene. Big round of applause for Will Ayers.
Yay!
Erie Movie House, how you guys doing tonight? Doing good? All right. I was walking across the street the other day, and I saw a mantis that got run over by a car. And me being like a little punny, I was like, see, that's why you don't pray in the street. Yeah, well, here's where it takes a weird turn. So, crossing from the opposite direction was a Korean family, and the guy looked at me and he was just like, oh, racist American. Now, I'm not racist. I love all races, except marathons, because I'm a smoker, so me and running don't get along too well. But no, I'm like, sir, no, I was talking about the mantis in the street. And he had his kids with him, and he was looking. He was like, oh, I sorry. See, kids, that's why you don't pray in the street. And I'm like, oh, I'm the bad guy? Come on. No, like I said, I'm a smoker. Any smokers here? No? All right, we got one. I've been known to dabble in the devil's lettuce or the jazz cabbage or marijuana if you're square. Now, back in high school, I used to have the house to myself for about an hour before anybody get home, and I would use this time to roll joints, all right? So this is basically the story of how I got Mrs. Buttersworth banned from my house. Check this out. I was rolling joints, and I used Mrs. Buttersworth for 3 reasons. One, I just suck at rolling joints, and it helped them stick really well. 2, like maple syrup is delicious. And number 3, the quality of marijuana that I was able to afford in high school wasn't delicious. Like, it was the stuff that tasted like it was stored in a hobo's boot for 7 years. So, one day I'm rolling my joints in the bathroom because it's the only room in the house with a door that locks, and I come out and I think I'm alone, and I walk face first into my brother. Now, deer in headlights, I'm smiling, holding a bottle of syrup coming out of the bathroom. And without missing a beat, he's like, Mom, Will was doing something weird in the bathroom with Mrs. Buttersworth. I don't know, but it's creeping me out. Now, what do? Do I tell my mom that, you know, I'm smoking weed in high school? Or do I just let her think that I'm a degenerate pervert that's got a thing for Mrs. Buttersworth? So I start trying to rationalize it and try to explain myself. I'm like, Mom, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I've just been getting these urges, and Mrs. Buttersworth, it just spreads so nice and it's so sticky, it works so well. Yeah, I tried to tell her that I was a pothead, but it came out sounding like I'm a pervert. Fast forward a couple days, I'm making breakfast, I cooked pancakes. And I'm looking through the cupboards. All right, first of all, we keep the syrup in the cupboards because syrup in the fridge is weird, like cold syrup. No, it doesn't work. It's gotta be warm syrup. So I'm looking through the cupboards for the syrup, like a crackhead looking out the windows, like peeking through the blinds. And I'm like, Mom, where's the syrup? I need it. She comes walking down the hallway and she's like, no. You're not gonna be that weird kid should anybody find out what you've been doing with the syrup. She tosses me a bottle of Vivino, and she's like, yeah, you're going to use lotion like a normal kid. And I'm like, all right, well, let me just tell you, folks, pancakes aren't as delicious when you cover them in butter and Aveeno almond. Like, it's just not good. So, now, my mom's great. She's got a kind of a funny sense of humor, but because I live with my girlfriend, I don't visit her enough. Well, I decided a couple days ago that I was going to go see how she's doing. So I walk over. Now, my mom has asthma, emphysema, COPD, and she functions on a third of one lung. So I've been there when she's had an asthma attack, and I walk through the door and I hear all this wheezing commotion. And I'm like, oh no, call the paramedics. Call the paramedics. So I run into her room, and my mom is just going full bore, like pleasuring herself. And I'm like, oh God, call the paramedics. And she's like, no, I'm fine. She's covering up herself as quick as she can. And I'm like, no, I'm going to go pour sand into my eyes. Call the paramedics. That's not even the messed up part, though, all right? So, who do I find in bed with her? It's not my dad, no. It's Mrs. Buttersworth. All right, guys, my name is Will. That's my time. Thank you.
Will's palms are both hairy and sticky. That's it. That's pretty crazy, man. His mom loves Mrs. Butterworth. I'm more of an Aunt Jemima guy. I don't know. Well, that's vaguely racist, huh? I felt uncomfortable saying that. Maybe, I don't know. You guys ready for your next performer? Yeah. All right, you're a treat for. I can't talk today. He's good. Yeah. Everybody, big round of applause for my great friend, Eric Weber. Yeah.
What's going on? Let's give another round of applause for Chris Screeve, everybody. You're a great friend, Trey. I got a great friend. Trey just got a friend. That's where I stand, and we got next, everybody. I hate going to the movies with my friends. So it's fitting. We're in a movie house. I find out when I go to the movies how lame my friends are, you know? They'll nudge me when the previews are starting. Like, Eric, look what I managed to sneak in here, bud. Huh? Twizzlers. Milk Duds. Huh? Laffy Taffy. It's like, wow, man. You managed to sneak in dollar store candy past 3 high school ticket takers. Way to go, Danny Ocean. Way to go, buddy. My friends are pretty good, though. One thing I don't like about them is they give me relationship advice all the time. You know? I never ask for it. They just always dish it out. You know? It's like, hey, Eric, you having a good day? Let's talk about your sex life a little bit, huh? Let's bring it down a few notches. Like my one friend came up to me, and she was like, you know, Eric, you should really start dressing nicer. Which, that in itself, pretty shitty thing to say to a friend. She's like, you should start dressing nicer. Women like a well-dressed man. It's like, yeah, I don't think that's my fucking problem. I really don't. Could be the fact that I'm unemployed. My parents still give me an allowance. And I'm on enough psych meds to put down a horse. I don't think strapping on a polo and boat shoes is going to do much of anything in this case. You see, I read women like I read books. I can't. So, just living life. I'll give you guys, see, when it comes to me and women, I fall in love at the drop of a hat. Literally drop of a hat. And I project very far out into the future. I'll give you guys a quick example. So, I used to work at a sandwich shop in the south side of Pittsburgh. And when a beautiful woman would walk into the store, right, I would look at her, she would look back at me, And we had 3 kids. We were married in a house way high up on the hill. Got Erie movie house. I'm telling you, it happened that fast. She would approach the front of the store where I'm at, and I'm looking at her flowing blonde hair. I'm thinking to myself, wow, this woman's gonna fucking cheat on me. There is no way this woman's not gonna cheat on me. Look at her. Look at me. She probably goes to yoga 3-4 times a week. I'm an instructor named Antonio. I can't compete. Can't compete. She gets to the front of the store where I'm at, and I'm not gonna lie, I fucking hate her guts at this point. It's full-blown hatred. And she's looking at the subs we have, and I'm just staring a dead hole in her eyes, and she's ringing the bell. Excuse me, I'd like to place an order, please. I'm brought back to reality. Yeah, what can I get you, ma'am? I'd like a 6-inch Italian, please. I bet you would, you home-wrecking son of a bitch. I bet you fucking would. I went out to eat the other week with a good friend of mine, and this particular friend of mine used to be a waiter. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever gone out to eat with somebody who used to be a waiter or a waitress, but it's like watching a Steeler game with somebody who played 2 downs of high school football. If only they were out there, things would be going differently. So, he's telling me the whole Hallmark original movie, Lifetime story, the trials and tribulations of working in the service industry. And I'm just trying to eat my potato skins. I really don't give a shit, And the bill comes, and I was like, hey, man, what would be a good number to leave here? And he's like, all of a sudden turns into an Applebee's math tutor. Oh, just move the decimal point over and divide by 2. I said, listen, man, I'm not trying to do a math equation on my napkin here with a crayon. Just give me a number. And we start getting into this big argument. He's like, listen, man, all right, this industry's really tough. You don't know what these people go through, all right? I do. I served. He's like, yeah, Mark, you served. At the Cracker Barrel, not in Iraq, all right? Pull it together. Now give me a number. Oh, man. I had a birthday recently. I turned 27 years old. Guys, hold your applause. That was thunderous. I was hanging out with some of my buddies, and we were just, bullshitting. They're like, hey, Eric, when did you graduate? And I told them, and they're like, that doesn't really add up. Like, did you fail a grade? I was like, no, I didn't fail a grade. I went to preschool, did my 2 years of kindergarten, went to whoa. Back it up there, Billy Madison. Like, how many years of kindergarten? I was like, they did 2. We all did 2 years of kindergarten. Like, no. We all did not do 2 years of kindergarten. We learned our ABCs, stacked a few blocks, and got the fuck out of there. I don't know what your hang-up is. Oh, shit, then it hit me. It's like, but if it took me 27 years to realize that I failed a grade, I don't think it took too well. I really don't think it took. Not only was it my birthday a few weeks back, it was an important milestone in my personal life. I celebrated 2 years clean and sober.
All right.
Thank you. Big all right from the BYOB crowd. Thank you. I'm just kidding. Yeah, toss those. I'm just fucking around. Enjoy. My family's been real supportive of me trying to get sober, though, especially my Uncle Rick. He always comes up to me and, tries to, build me up and tries to relate to the situation I'm going through. He came up to me the other day and was like, Eric, I know what you're going through. If anybody knows what it's like to be in your shoes, Uncle Ricky does. I was like, wow, that's amazing, Uncle Rick. I had no idea that you had a drug problem. I said, drugs? Oh, no, my friend. Chocolate. Am I right? That is my vice. Me and you, we are pretty much the same. I was like, wow. I don't mean to downplay your very serious Lindor's addiction, but I never sold my TV and my electronics for a fucking Butterfinger. Whatever you did for a Klondike bar, that's between you and God, Uncle Rick. Ironically enough, I work at a drug and alcohol rehab center. Thank you very much. I get mistaken for a patient way more often than not. Like, I went into work the other day, and this guy came up to me and was like, listen, man, I got something to say to you. Are you ready to start a new way of life? It's like, Bob, you fucking hired me, man. He's like, I'm sorry, Eric. You just look like shit. All right, guys, that's my time. Thank you very much for your help.
Eric, did you like your boss?
I did, yeah.
You did? I usually hate mine. Not really. I love my boss now. I had a few bad bosses though when I was a kid. Anybody ever have a bad boss here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, round of applause for bad bosses, right? Oh, you never had a bad boss? Who hasn't? Man, like me at 18 probably had the worst. I worked at a tire store, right? This guy Jim, who was the manager. Jim was a total jerk. He would treat us like high school kids and do stuff like a high school bully. Like he would always make us work through our lunch breaks. He would like take money out of our paychecks, call us names and stuff like that, right? So this guy I worked with, he got creative, and me and him started stealing Jim's ham sandwich every day. And Jim's job was to clean the place after, so we would hide it places so it would rot and go bad. Like behind the baby changer in the women's room. A couple customers' cars, people stole boxes. Not nice, right? This is an immature thing. I'm an 18-year-old kid, right? The guy making me do this, 43-year-old man. And he had one of them ankle monitor bracelets on. I'm like, dude, I am doing whatever you say. That's what I'm gonna do. And that wasn't working good enough, right? Wasn't getting to him. So this guy started having his wife make a ton of them every day, right? Ham and cheeses. And we would go into the bathrooms, the waiting room, push up the ceiling tiles, and throw like 5 or 10 in, like Call of Duty grenades, just like filling it up, right? That job stunk. I quit. I went on to bigger, better things. About a year goes by, and I get a message from the guy. He goes, "Hey man, it's so-and-so from generic tire store I'm not going to mention." I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" He goes, "Hey, is our boss Jim, is our boy Jim still working there?" He goes, "No, dude, Jim got fired." I'm like, "Oh yeah? Why did Jim get fired?" He's like, "Oh, remember all the sandwiches we put in the ceiling?" I said, "Yeah, dude, that was funny." Because Jim never found them. They rotted, turned into black mold, and did $19,000 worth of damage. And I don't really have a punchline to that joke other than good. I'm proud of myself. I got a guy fired for putting sandwiches in his ceiling. That's ridiculous. Fuck Jim. I hope he dies. You guys ready? You guys ready for your next performer? It's probably gonna say way less F words. Wait for that. All right, we got a local guy here, so big round of applause. He's the head of what? Food Bar Comedy. It's like a big comedy group, kind of like us but in Erie. So check out his shows. Dan Brady.
Hey.
So, I don't know if you guys can tell this, but I dressed myself today. I call this look Reformed meth head who found Jesus, but not the good Jesus, like Westboro Baptist Jesus. You know? Some of you might be like, man, I think I've seen that guy on TV before. I just want to say right now, no, I have not been on To Catch a Predator. That's right, I'm the pedophile joke guy. What's up? How you guys doing? Yeah? Speaking of pedos, you think Jared from Subway's sick of hearing, "Hey boy, you want a 12-inch? Probably cries into his pillow at night like, "All I want is a 6-inch with no nail." Oh. Man, that's going to be a rough 8 minutes for me, Jesus Christ. This is all I got, all right? You know? So I don't know if you picked up on this, but I have daddy issues. No, not the fun type of daddy issues, like my dad never touched me or anything. He was just immature. Like the last text I ever received from him was, "I hate you, don't ever text me, don't ever call me. I should have put you on your mother's face." For those of you who do not know what that means, is he wishes he would have pulled out, just sprayed me onto my mom. You know? Lovely. But the good news is, good news guys, October 1st, 2017, he died. I live, I win the blood wars, all right? I am champion. I also feel like I have to say this. I did not kill my dad. It was heroin. Oh, how do you know that, Dan? Because I fucking sold it to him. So, another thing about me is I'm closet white trash. Like, I try to wear polos, I look nice. But my belt broke about 2 weeks ago, and I just reached in the back of my car and pulled out a bungee cord. Use that as a belt. I know this guy's like, that's a sensible idea. 2 fucking days I left it on, sir. 2 days. My wife's like, Daniel, are you kidding me? I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't know. It feels good. You know? Like, I live in the city of Erie, and I'm an outdoorsman. I love to hunt and fish. And I believe that if you're going to harvest an animal, you should be involved in every part. Like, so I butcher and I process my own deer and all that in my backyard in the city of Erie. Oh yeah. So basically, I hang a rope out the second floor window off the back porch, with the deer up there. So this past last archery season, I was fortunate enough to get a doe, and you know, start skinning it out. For the first time ever, my next door neighbors decide to have family outside brunch. So I'm basically like holding the deer, pulling the skin off, like, ah! And the mom just comes out of the door and is like, oh no, kids, the weather's not good outside today. Then my other neighbors on the other side of me, after a successful duck hunt, I, you know, was cleaning my ducks outside. I can hear them arguing, like, you know what? Screw you, I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna smoke this Jay. Walked right outside, didn't even clear his porch. The wind picked up, feathers blew right in his face, and he said, you can hear him say, baby, I'm sorry, I love you. You wanna smoke this Jay together? So that's right, white trash bringing romance back to life. So you guys probably picked up on this. I go to a lot of therapy. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm still alive, right? Like, my biggest problem with therapy is that it's goal-oriented. Like, I'm sorry, I thought the main goal of therapy was so I don't kill myself. Like, oh, damn, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Hopefully not hanging from my ceiling room fan, you know? Oh. But therapy has allowed me to learn a lot about myself. Like, for instance, I have a personal perfectionist disorder, which means if I find like traces of my father in you, I'll just push you away. And the therapist is like, Daniel, you're gonna end up pushing everybody away. I'm like, everybody? Yeah, your wife, your mom. I'm like, well, how fucking long is that gonna take? She's like, sir, why are you masturbating right now? Stop it! Another thing I learned is that I'm a serial killer that has not serial killed yet. Oh yeah, just wait. So I served 8 years in the Marine Corps. I've been in Iraq and Afghanistan, so I have a lot of bottled up issues with that. Sometimes it boils over because one person can only take so much. Luckily, there's so much out there for that. My wife called what's called the Veterans Crisis Line. They called me up, and you know, I'm like on the ground, crying in the fetal position, like, I can't do it anymore. Then all of a sudden, a voice in my head said, get up, you're done. So I got up, wiped everything off my face, said, sorry, ma'am, gotta get going. She's like, oh, fuck, that's scary. Like, well, I gotta drive 2 hours to Pittsburgh to do comedy. What do you want me to do? That's right, folks. I will do a comedy show even if I'm suffering a mental breakdown, if that gives you any idea how I am. Ma'am, you said you've owned a lot of dogs over the years? Yeah. Let me ask you a question, because I think my dog is suffering from something strange. I think she's suffering from Vietnam flashbacks. Like, she'll just be sitting there like... And like, at this point, like, all I can imagine is she's just hearing like sporadic machine gun fire and angry Vietnamese. You know, like, too loud! Too loud! Let's get to the chopper! Let's go! It's weird. I don't know what it comes from. Oh, man. She said Vietnam, Iraq. No, I'm talking about my dog. I think she suffers from Vietnam flashbacks.
I know, but your dog can't be that.
Lady, that's why asking questions. I have no idea, all right? I'm not a dog brain surgeon, okay? I just give her food and water and cuddles. And, so I love heavy metal. Any heavy metal fans in here? Yeah? So, what I love heavy metal. I don't love neo-Nazis and mosh pit. Which, that's actually not a big problem here in Pennsylvania. Southern California, it's like if you put a stage and some speakers, it's like the neo-Nazis are like, it's our time, let's go! So me and my buddy were in a circle pit. Circle pit is where you run in a circle, white people shit. And so I see a roided out neo-Nazi running the other way like a douchebag. I know he's a neo-Nazi because he had a swastika on his chest that basically said, "Mommy fucked a black man." And, well, do you think it just, you're born a neo-Nazi? It happened somehow. I don't think he's in my act, ma'am. So basically, my buddy in front of me is running in front, neo-Nazi boots him to the ground. And I go, "Corey!" And the guy looks up at me, points at me. I know you guys are like, "Oh, I bet you did something badass." Nope. I sidestepped him, got the fuck out of the pit, and left my friend to fend for himself. My name's Dan Brady, guys. Thank you for laughing at my jokes. Please find me on Facebook, Food Bar Comedy. Please like and follow. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, mosh pit. I used to go in pits all the time. Big metal fan when I was a kid, right? But it really sucks when you're a bigger kid going in mosh pits because then you just become a target. Everybody just wanted to jump on me like a bouncy house. It was pretty terrible. I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go out there," and I have like 7 emo kids jumping up and down in my man boobs. It's like, stop bouncing on me like you got moon shoes on. I'm just trying to listen to songs about killing people. I don't want to be killed. It's pretty crazy. You guys ready for your next performer? Yeah. Yes. All right, all the way from Cleveland. It's pretty cool. Come all the way out here. I saw her a few weeks ago. She was great. Amber Maida. Big round of applause for Amber.
Hey y'all, how you doing tonight? Hi, my name is Amber Maida. I'm originally from Michigan. I was born in Hawaii, raised in Michigan, moved to Cleveland about a year and a half ago, so there is no reason for me to have a country accent. No. I did spend some formative years in the South. My aunt lives in Nashville, and when I was 13, I spent a week with her, so sometimes it just comes back in. You know how that goes. Yeah, I can do what I want, right? It's 2018. Yeah, I do like it. It rolls off the tongue. Yeah. This is my 4th time doing a show in Erie, Pennsylvania. I like it a lot. Yeah. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys look at me like I'm an actual human being. That's pretty cool. I worked in a very small town restaurant in Ohio. They looked at me like, "Build that wall." Oh, yes. And I'm not Mexican. Does that hurt? Yeah, I'm actually Asian. I come from an Asian family. That's how that works. It's pretty cool, except that in our family we have a motto. It goes, "Don't disappoint Defemery." Yeah, which I do. A rot. There's one particular thing that I do that really disappoints my family. There's usually one person in the crowd that I can also tell does it too. I'm not gonna lie, ma'am, I already know it's you. Masturbating while driving, right? I know. I don't know about you, but personally, I use a vibrator because I'm hands-free, safety first. I stopped doing that because I had this reoccurring nightmare, right? I'd get into a car accident while driving, and they would end up calling my daddy instead of my dad. Are you guys young enough to know that that's not the same person? a daddy is not my dad. And if it is, I have more issues. The worst part of that nightmare is that neither one answered. Yeah, that hurts. So I stopped doing that, except when I was writing this joke, and got me thinking again, and did it again. And now I can't drive for Uber. It's fine. I did get a big girl job. I work in an office. Yes, so if you have a dumpster that needs to be picked up, I'm probably the one setting that up for you. It's very glamorous, people. You can get my autograph afterwards. It's fine. No, I do work in an office now. I'm going to have like health insurance in 90 days, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Sorry, I said that wrong. I'll be back on birth control in 90 days. So if you're single out there, I'm not just handing out blowjobs or anything. I'm just willing to chance it, you know? We'll see. I made it past 16. We're fine. No, I've been going through my old journals. I found one from 2008, and I found an entire chapter in there on why I was devoted to keeping my virginity. Yeah, that was 5 pages long of opinions I no longer have. The chapter ended with, global warming doesn't compare to the heat in hell. Yeah. So try telling me that my church was not a cult. It hurts. Yeah, I don't think that way anymore. I left that church. But I now just get high and think about religion a lot. Like, if I die and come back as a hillbilly, is that called reincarnation? Is it? Asking for my next life? No, I am a stoner. I've been smoking for so long. I genuinely don't know if I'm just high or stupid at this point. I think about a lot of dumb things, like, if dogs sweat instead of pant, how much less would we love them? Right? Just wet dogs running around all over the place. Like, you're an outside dog now. I think it's dumb that people think that the moon landing was a hoax. Because if the moon landing was faked, then how did we get the movie Interstellar, idiot? Xenon, come on. These are movies that took place in space. Obviously, I know how movies are made. Sometimes I'll get high and go into my game board closet and just put pieces together and make up new games. Like Candy Ship Battleland. War never tasted so good. And then I just eat people I don't like, right? I'll use Dan's technique of skinning. I don't know. Sir, what was your name? Wilbur. I'm Amber. Nice to meet you. Wilbur, you know when you go to the gynecologist and they're like, your vagina's an ecosystem. Sorry, they're like, Wilbur, your vagina's an ecosystem. It cleans itself. And it's like, well, then why do I need this medicine? Everyone else have a clean vagina. Cool! No, I only fuck cool guys because I'm trying to catch hepatitis. Yeah, kill it. They're making a new movie. They're making a family version of Stomp the Yard. You guys heard of that? It's called Honey, I Crunked Them Kids. No, I originally moved to Cleveland. I left beautiful Michigan because I wanted to be a lead singer in a punk band. Yeah, I got street cred. I moved to Cleveland to be in the punk scene. I love the music. I love the mosh pits, as Daniel was talking about. I don't like the sad boys. Sorry. You guys may have raised them, or you've kicked them out of strip malls for skateboarding. The kind of guys that watch cam girls and they're like, you don't have to do this. But they're paying her to do it. Like, she's an entrepreneur, you're a pizza delivery guy. Like, she's fine. I wrote a song about how I think they're stupid, like, I feel so sad, and when I feel like this, I speak like this, because this is how I feel. Don't bring your logic to my feelings, because nothing on earth is real. I wake up sad, I go to bed sad, everything sad can't be healed. And they tell me I have daddy issues. Like, come on. Now, if you can't tell from my entire set, I spend a lot of time alone. The last thing I did, I like to go to the movies by myself, because no one else can judge me for having 6 McChickens in my purse. I recently saw Mamma Mia 2. Yeah, killer. Always a killer. I love it. No, it is sad. I ended up sitting next to 4 teenagers on a double date. So that's a way to, like, feel really alone. I felt a little better because halfway through the movie I look over and one of the teenage boys is getting a hand job to Cher singing Fernando. I felt a lot better about myself. You guys have been great. Thank you so much for having me. Have a wonderful night, guys.
Awesome. That's cool. Round of applause for her. That was great. Round of applause for blue hair. That's pretty cool, too. I'm thinking about dyeing my hair. What color you guys think I should go with? Purple? Yep. Yeah. I mean, I would look like the giant purple people eater if I or Grimace. That's what it would be. Does want me to look like Grimace? This next guy looks like Grimace if he was from Western Pennsylvania. Brandon Shell. Round of applause for Brandon Shell. He's great.
Way to stumble through that intro, dude. He asked me, I told him whatever, and I should have gave him direction. That was my fault. Sorry about that. How you guys doing, man? Good? Are you as high as I am? Should be. Life's pain. Fucking make it better. Oh, man, I'm a millennial. Thank you. Hold your applause. You doing all right there, ladies? You hold it. I'll pull. That was way too easy. And I have 0 grip strength. I haven't exercised in 15 years.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Started the set. Let's do this again. Hi. I'm a millennial, guys. Thank you so much. How do you guys feel about millennials?
I think they're
Gay. Oh my God. He said fucking gay, dude.
no, I didn't mean that.
I wish I could still say it too, dude, but it's not cool anymore. Stop it. People don't like that. People don't like millennials either, man. I see it all over the internet. They blame us for everything. Say our avocado and toast is ruining the economy. I don't know what the fuck I did. I was just born at a certain time. Like, you know what I was doing during the housing collapse? You know what I was doing? I was just getting high in somebody's house. What did I do wrong? Nah, I didn't do anything. I'm here to stand up for millennials. I think we got it the toughest. Hear me out. You know we're going to be the first generation that might have to live without having Social Security. I don't know what the fuck that means, but people tell me it's bad. Yeah, people tell me I need to worry about the future, so I'm trying to get together a plan, figure out what I'm going to do. I think I got it. I'm just going to take all the participation trophies I've gotten in my life. Oh. I'm going to take those trophies, I'm going to melt them down into a giant dildo and stick it up my ass. And I'm going to go ahead and fuck myself, because that's what you guys told us to do. You fucking deal with this shit. We'll be dead. Thanks. Thank you. No laughter. Everybody just say that was funny after every joke. I am extremely, extremely stoned. I always tell myself I'm not gonna do it, but I just get so insanely high because I just have no interest in dealing with the reality of my life. I am not the typical stoner though, because I realize when I get high, I do dumb shit. And people like to think they can get high and just function in everyday society. Like, if you go out in public stoned, people fucking know. That's right, you do dumb shit. Give you an example, I came from Pittsburgh, so I had to do a little check before I left the house, made the 2-hour drive north, you know. I was leaving the house and do that pocket move, guys. You know what I'm talking about, the pocket move? You make sure you're all ready to go, and I get to this one and realize I had no idea where my cell phone was. No? So I started freaking the fuck out, right? I'm flipping up couch cushions, going crazy. About 15 minutes goes by before I realize that I'm looking for my cell phone using the flashlight app on my cell phone. I found it. That's the moral of that story. I got picked on a lot when I was a kid. You guys get picked on at all? You was beating the fuck out of nerds. Cool. Glad to know you guys had such a great childhood. Just smiling, just wound on some dude. Just that's fucking great, right? He's different. I'm not bitter about it. Nah, I'm fine with it. I think it helped build character. I think everybody should go through bullying, and you can just know how to get out of it. Because for me, I think it made me funny. You know, like in that moment when I'm getting picked on and they're just ripping on me, like you're either going to like get the upper hand, and you're going to either fight them or like say something funny to get your dignity back, or you're going to murder everybody in the fucking school. Like that was it. Oh, I felt that. Listen, I know you can't just go around saying that. I was just an angry kid, right? I didn't know what I was saying. I told some guy who was making fun of my man titties. I said, hey, we'll knock it off. I'm going to bring my brother's gun and fucking murder you tomorrow. And he ran to the principal like a fucking snitch. That's right. And they pulled me into the office, and I'm so upset. And they're going through my book bag looking for hit lists and manifestos and stuff, right? And they didn't find nothing. But they still suspended me for 3 days, which was plenty enough time to get my manifesto done. Listen, I didn't fucking murder anybody, all right? But listen to me. I'm so glad that I said that, looking back now, because nobody fucked with me from like the rest of the time on. Like my middle school led into high school. It was the same people, and they just still remember me as that's that Columbine kid. Don't fuck with him, dude. She said, good for you. Threaten people with violence. Get your way. That's the way it's done. Fucking America, baby. Bully your way to the top. I'm also a recovering conspiracy theorist. Do you know what I mean when I say that? Like, really know what I mean? Like, I used to really believe in conspiracy theories, right? And now, I still do, but I don't talk about it. Because you realize when you start to talk about it, people are looking at you differently. You just walk into a party like, hey guys, you know that gold isn't backed by money. It doesn't even exist. Like, just steal. It's like, yeah, dude, you are fucking really bumming everyone out right now. Like, you get 10 hours deep into some YouTube binge, and all of a sudden you're just hearing people talk about that Sandy Hook was done by aliens. You're like, I need to get the fuck out of this Reddit thread immediately. Right? What's like the most popular one you guys think? I think I know what it is. I think people believe that 9/11 was an inside job, right? You hear it all the time. There was thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that believe that, right? Blood for oil, right? And I still believe that to a certain degree, but since I've gotten older, like my opinion's matured on it. I know that it's like that kind of cover-up takes so much, but I still believe it was something, right? I believe that 9/11 was an inside job to make country music relevant again. I'm not saying that Toby Keith was directly behind it, but he certainly profited the most from it, didn't he? Toby Keith's career up until 2001 can be remarked as fucking ordinary. Go ahead, give me your favorite pre-2001 Toby Keith hit. It doesn't fucking exist. Yeah. Yeah, he was just the background of some shitty 90s movie. That was Toby Keith's career. And all of a sudden, that motherfucker got 4 commercials. You're telling me that Unleashed is a platinum album? Are you fucking kidding me? Courtesy of the red, white, and blue, we'll put a foot in your ass. He capitalized on the greatest American tragedy. Everybody looks at him like he's a goddamn hero. Nah, I ain't dealing with that. I'm from Pittsburgh, and now every single goddamn summer I have to deal with a bunch of piece of shit assholes from the rich neighborhoods that come in their lifted trucks that their parents bought them. Come into Heinz Field to watch Kenny Chesney pretending they're rednecks because they have camo phone covers. Go fuck yourself, dude. I'm fucking putting up with that, dude. I have several Toby Keith songs on my Spotify playlist. Several. Post-2000 Toby Keith, pretty dope, right? Oh, Christ. I'm a single man again. I am. Anybody else in here single recently? You guys are all just in love? Everybody's in love. Man, relationships are difficult, man. Like, I look back on it and realize, like, even if you were in a bad relationship, like, you learn things from it. You realize that everybody can be better. You know what I mean? We can communicate better, you know what I'm saying? But there's some things I couldn't overlook. Like my ex, for example, she was a mess of a human being. She would just leave shit all over the house and expect me to clean up after her, right? And then she didn't like the way I like to fuck other women. Like, we both had our issues, is what I'm saying. She can improve, I can improve, we can all get better. Listen, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm not bummed out about the breakup, like it was rough on me. Like, the roughest part about it for me is the fact that she was the only one out of us that had a working vehicle in the relationship. I don't want you guys to worry, I'm cool, because my dad had a stroke that same week, so I was able to use his car for a few days. Oh, do you fucking know him? Guys, he's fine, he fucking loves that joke. Yeah, he laughs out of the side of the mouth, it still works. Fight me. What are you gonna do? My fucking dad. Oh, man. But I'm back in the dating pool, man. That's what I'm doing now, going on dates. I'm not good at it. I've never been good at dating. I don't know how to, like, just approach a girl. It seems rude to just start talking to them at all. I'm not good at pickup lines, you know? I've been working on one that you girls tell me if you like it. Damn, girls, you just get stung by a jellyfish because I'm trying to pee all over you right now. Give it a try. It's called R. Kelly picking up women at the beach. But I still get dates. I still do. I went on one recently. But I gotta admit, man, girls, you're fucking mean. You are. It's not that you're meaner than guys, it's just you're way better at it. Like, if you want to really fuck up a dude's life, like, you can really get down there and make him fucking insecure about some shit. You're good at it. I went on a date with a girl, and she said to me, I wouldn't consider sleeping with you unless you lost, like, 70 pounds. It's fucked up, right? Whatever. I'm not upset about it, because I never see a future between us. Because I didn't ever envision a scenario in which I was going to like her more than I like eating cake. Yeah. And maybe the ladies in the room can back me up. I think a bigger dude's a better lover, right? One fucking... What, you don't like being sweated on top of for 20 seconds? It's the best. No, hear me out, man. Hear me out. Listen, I'm not asking you to go fuck a fat dude after the show for charity. I do fine, I promise you that. But, like, hear me out. Like, you can look around, all these guys are in shape, right? Where they're busy doing push-ups and eating kale, whatever the fuck you do. I'll sit in my room masturbating, eating pudding out of a cup without a spoon. Yeah, I was fucking training. Do you know the kind of tongue strength and coordination it takes to get the last bit of pudding out of the bottom of a snack pack just using your goddamn tongue? And you think that as it translates to something in the bedroom, you can go to hell. I'm just saying, you can't eat good pussy and eat quinoa. That's how the world works. All right, you guys have been fun. My name's Brandon Shell. Thank you so much. Keep it going for your host, Chris. Enjoy the rest of the night.
All right. Hey, baby. She has... Here, let's do a Q&A. Okay, hey, baby lady.
I know. You want to be the center of it. What's going on?
She likes pudding, Joe.
You like the pudding? Hey, he's single and ready to mingle. Say, we're gonna have a date auction tonight.
You said I look young.
Brett, you look young.
He looks really young.
He's adorable, isn't he?
Under 30.
28.
Under 30. Oh my God.
Oh my God, Brandon. Hey, Brandon, can you leave so you can finish the show? God, Brandon's a fucking looker. Jesus. I'm gonna fuck Brandon after this show. Oh man, your friend's a player, man. He's dumb. You just met her? You just met? You're out meeting all kind of people tonight, huh? If you, man, do you have a smartphone? Because I bet you would love Tinder. Huh? Tinder, Grinder, I don't know what it is. Oh, he's your Tinder? Hey, it's nice to meet you, Mr. Tinder.
Happy to meet you.
Happy to meet you, Mrs. Tinder. All right, now that we have that sorted out, you guys ready for your next and final comedian? Ooh, there's one left. Ooh. Let's do some more energy. You ready for your last comedian? More of that. You ready for your last comedian? Yeah. This guy is probably one of my favorites to watch. He kind of lives down the street from me. Big round of applause for Pittsburgh's Tim Ross.
Hi, hello. Oh man, don't listen to what Brandon said after the show. You should definitely fuck a fat guy for charity. His name is Tim Ross. He's from Beaver County. Yeah. Wait. Do you live here in Erie? Miss, do you live here in Erie?
Now.
And you got stuck in a snowstorm in Beaver County?
In probably the 90s.
Have you been in this town for snow?
Yeah. We got stuck in a snow.
This town sucks for snow.
Yeah.
I tried to do a show here a couple of years ago. 2 people showed up because it was a goddamn blizzard.
Yeah.
Then we got back to Pittsburgh. There was no snow on the ground. You guys get screwed. I don't know if you know this. Because you know what? The news here does not show you when you're in the middle of a snow and everyone's crashing on your ditches. They're not like, Pittsburgh's doing good. Yeah, snow sucks. Why do we still live in this part of the country? Why haven't we all migrated to California?
Why?
I'll take an earthquake over a snowstorm any day. Hurricanes? I'm too fat to be moved by wind. I'll be fine in a hurricane. You know what I'm not too fat for? To fall on my ass because of a patch of ice. And have a sore hip for a week and a half. You guys look good. I'm excited to be here in Erie. I don't know if you noticed, but I got a pretty kick-ass beard. Most crowds applaud. Jerry Garcia, yeah. I don't do enough drugs to ever listen to his music, so I'll take your word for it. Okay. But I do. You get a lot of weird reactions when you have a beard like this, like a lady talking to you in the front row. But like sometimes I'll be out drinking, you know, and a girl will come up to me who's visibly drunk because that's when they talk to me. And she'll be like, "I like your beard. Can I touch it?" And I'm like, "Well, that's how this game works. I happen to like your boobs." And then she smacks me in the face. And I'm like, "Technically, you touched the beard." Come on, tit for tat. It's crazy. People assume I smoke a lot of weed because I, have the beard and I look and sound like this. And sometimes they'll see me smoking weed. One time I was working in a gas station, and a guy came in so incredibly high. Listen, have you guys ever seen someone so high it looks like they're walking through oatmeal? He just comes in like... Some of you were visibly disgusted by the idea of floor oatmeal. Seriously, this man walks right up to me. He looks me in the eyes. He goes, "Hey, man, you smoke herb?" I was like, "Herb is a weird thing to call marijuana. I've never been making a pot of spaghetti and reached for my spice rack. Like, this could use some weed. Although I have been smoking weed and been like, this could use some spaghetti." It's happened plenty. A lot of weird reactions with the beard. Like sometimes I'll get a dude come up to me and he'll be like, "Nice beard, man. I like your style." I wasn't aware that negligence is a style. You like that? You're gonna love the Dorito dust handprints on that, guys. Part of my summer collection. Okay, I mean, not a fan of grooming in general. I really need a haircut, but like I hate going to the haircut lady. I never like know what to tell her. Also, she doesn't like that I call her the haircut lady. But I never know what to tell her. She's like, "How do you want your hair done?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was looking at your menu. I think I'm gonna go with adult." Seems like that would suit me more than child or senior citizen. It's like you can take a picture of someone you want your hair to look like. Like, hey, look, here's this picture of Jennifer Aniston. Make my hair look like that. I don't understand why I don't just walk in there with a picture of me when my hair was shorter. Yeah, make me look like that guy. Thinner if you can do it. You never can. It's crazy. They always throw measurements at you, too. You know, like, what do you want, like an inch, 3/4 of an inch? And I gotta be like, due to certain circumstances, I don't really know how long an inch actually is. What's my hair right now, like 12, 14 inches? Hey, that's a dick joke disguised as a haircut joke. The old incognito dick joke. I grew up poor. Anyone grow up poor? Cool, good job, guys. Your parents really had that shit nailed down. I grew up in the projects in Beaver County, which was great. I loved it there. My favorite part about growing up in the projects is when I had like a real suburban friend who would want to come over. I'd invite him over, but he'd be real nervous, you know, because, you know, the projects get a bad rap and he's racist. But he'd be like, he'd ask me all sorts of dumb questions. He'd be like, should I like worry about like what color I'm wearing in your neighborhood? I'm like, bro, you look like an extra from Leave It to Beaver. You're gonna be fine. You're not gonna walk into my neighborhood in a blue polo and one of the Bloods be like, oh shit, the Crips got an accountant. You're fine. Never had a good car growing up because we were poor. Still never really had a good car. Like up until a couple years ago, I was driving a 1994 Plymouth Voyager minivan. Yeah, I get bitches. People ask me that, like, you ever get a girl back there? I'm like, no, but there are 9 empty Yoo-Hoo bottles. Those things are made out of glass. You should hear that shit in the sharp end. Got a bumper sticker on the back of the van. Said if the vans are rocking, probably something wrong with my suspension. You're gonna give me like a honk or a wave, let me know something's going on so I can get that checked out. Get into a garage, they're gonna have to look at it. I'm gonna have to, it's probably gonna cost me some money, but I'm gonna have to get, it was a real long bumper sticker. I made it myself. Seriously, never been into cars. So it didn't really matter. I don't know shit about cars. Like, a friend was talking to me recently. He was like, yeah, Tim, he goes, I think my favorite truck, probably like the Ford F-150. He goes, what's your favorite kind of truck? I was like, I don't know. Ice cream? It's either ice cream or taco, really, given the situation, what I've eaten that day. I was a weird kid, too. Grew up weird. I was especially weird in, like, elementary and middle school because they made me go by my first name. Like, I've gone by Tim my whole life. That's my identity. That's who I am. But they made me go by my first name, which is Philip. And Philip sounds like the kind of name a bully wants to immediately punch in the face. One time a bully found out how my name was spelled. He comes up to me and goes, PH, huh? That's not Philip. That's Philip. And I was like, what? I was like, bro, do you answer a call under Pahone? Which I thought was a great comeback. But he had a better one of punching me in the face. Touche. I'm laying on the ground crying. He's like, that's what you get. I'm like, don't you mean Tahat's what hat you get? You made this rule by not knowing how H's work. Thank you.
That was funny.
It's crazy. Anybody have kidney disease?
Yeah.
Wait, is somebody else actually have kidney disease? Did you say titty disease?
I swear to God, that's what he said.
You are adorably embarrassed right now. It's just like a lady from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood just said titty in the room. I was like, you have kidney disease? And she's like, did you say titty disease? Oh my word. No, kidney disease. I have kidney disease. But the doctor told me, you have a little bit of kidney disease. I thought it was like all or nothing. Didn't know you could have a little bit of a disease. Yeah, can you go to the doctor? And the doctor's like, you got a little bit of HIV. That's what he said. I went to the hospital for something unrelated, and my blood pressure was outrageously high, which I expected because I eat terribly. But the doctor walked in the room, and he looks at the screen, and he goes, holy moly, is that your blood pressure? I was like, bro, I think that's your job. I don't know what these screens say. My blood pressure was like 230 over, I made a doctor say, holy shit. Things are not good if you make a medical professional say, holy shit. They kept me in the hospital for 7 days, an entire week. You can push a child out of your body and leave like the next day. But they were like, we're keeping you for a week because we don't trust you to not leave here and immediately eat Hot Pockets. I mean, they nailed it. They were right. But now I gotta go to the doctor all the time. I hate going to the doctor. You show up, and the nurse is like, hi, welcome. And you're like, I got an appointment for 3:30. And she's like, that's what we have written in the book. Unfortunately, we don't give shit. We'll see you when we see you. Enjoy some of the fine literature. So what am I doing? I'm reading a decade-old copy of Highlights for Children. And it's gonna suck because some little asshole already circled the differences between the two pictures. Yeah, fuck that kid. Like, use pencil. I could erase and forget. But that's what I do in the waiting room until the nurse peeks her head out. And she's like, hi, yeah, you want to come back so we can get your height and weight and judge you? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, go ahead and step up on our scale. Yeah, should I take my shoes off? Not gonna matter. Oh, shit. Yeah, just go ahead, hop up on the scale we built in 1811. Crazy sliding weight scale. Get a digital scale. Use my copay to buy a digital scale. That sliding weight scale is embarrassing for a fat guy. Because I step up on there, the nurse is immediately like, like, if you're gonna embarrass me, have some fun with it. Get a little creative. Make me sit naked in like the Scales of Justice style scale. Just yell at a guy on the other side. Yeah, Frank, throw on some more hams. Yeah, this guy weighs several hams. Sir, we can't get an accurate reading if you keep eating the hams. That's not even the most embarrassing part. Getting weighed isn't the most embarrassing part of going to the doctor. The most embarrassing part is the interrogation that the nurse puts you through. Gives you the 5th degree about all your vices, you know? Like, she'll be like, are you a smoker? You don't do that. Okay. Are you a drinker? She like, want to have one? No, thank you. Okay, last question. Are you sexually active? Let's define active. Because I feel like I know plenty of active volcanoes that haven't gone off in 5 years. Erie, thank you so much. My name is Tim Ross. You guys have a great night. We're going to get Chris back up here.
Hey, let's get another round of applause for Tim. Is that awesome? Yeah, he's great. Everybody's great. Let's get a round of applause for everybody here. Yeah. And for all you guys too, thank you for coming out. That's awesome. And you guys do me a big favor. When you get home, go to Facebook.com. Go like the Erie Movie House on there. And go like We Got Next Comedy. Go do that. And then come to all of my shows, please. I desperately need fans. Thanks again. I really appreciate it. And I hope you had a great night.